Hi, it's Elizabeth from the Toy Hoarder. This is another Mattel toy. It is called the Frozen Troll Wedding Gift Set. And I am really excited about these because you guys, this was like my favorite part of the movie. I absolutely love the trolls. I absolutely love the costumes that they put Kristoff and Anna in. That song was really fun. Of course, all the songs are really fun and you don't ever want to hear another one again. I know how you feel. But I did watch the Frozen film before all that hype happened, and it is actually a good movie. I've been waiting for too long to open this. Oh wow, it comes off super easy, you guys. You just kind of tear this back cardboard off. We have a cardboard archway that's in here, and I might want to keep it for playing, so I'm going to carefully cut it out. It has 4 different eye tags, and eye tags are in the shape of a capital letter I. And they're in the shape of a T when you cut them, but I'm going to very carefully cut these out. These eye tags are really short. I don't know that you're necessarily meant to keep this archway for playing, and this archway is a really super thin cardboard. It's basically a piece of paper. It is super ridiculously flimsy, but it's also super cute. I might mount it on a thicker piece of cardboard or laminate it so I can play with it. And then if I mount it on a thicker piece of cardboard, if you bend the cardboard right here, you should be able to make it stand up. And that way I can play with it with my Frozen toys. Here is the scene that you can recreate from the film. Also, guys, I have this little Elsa character. To be honest, I didn't know what she is from. Her eyes are slightly different than the eyes in this set, so it's not the same toy line, but they are very similarly sized and look like similar joints, although it looks like this one has a detachable dress, and she does have a hole in the side of her head here, so maybe she had like a bow or a snowflake or something that went in it. I have to do some more research and try to find out what she was, because I did get her used. She was not in a package, so I don't know. Oh, I'm so excited that this comes with the trolls, you guys. It looks like... Oh, good. Okay, Kristoff and Anna will come out without any other packaging. Unfortunately, the trolls do have some rubber bands, but I might be able to... Okay, if you appropriately twist the trolls, you can twist them out of the rubber bands, and the rubber bands are nice and elasticy, so I don't have to cut it and worry about accidentally slicing the toy. Oh, it's actually the same rubber band that bands both of them. So if you're going to do this, take the bigger troll out first because he's easier to get out. And then the little troll should pop out super easy. And I didn't even have to cut the rubber band. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited. Okay, these are adorable. Look at these little trolls. Okay, I'm going to show you close up and spin them. Sorry, I'm trying not to get a shadow in there. All right, so there's those little guys. They do not have any articulation in them, but they are so cute, guys. They're so cute. Okay. Here is Anna in her wedding garb. Oh, she's got the double braids. It looks like she does not have the streak in her hair, which is kind of sad, but I might paint that in. All right, here's Kristoff. It's the last figure in this collection. Spin him around. I love his cloak. That is so fantastic. Now this cloak is all one rubber piece, which is nice, as Anna's is as well. Anna's is more flexible than Kristoff's is. Hers is more like a cape type thing, but both of them are pretty flexible. Their crowns are not removable, which is probably for the best because you would lose them and they would fall off if they were removable. But oh, I didn't actually have to lift it over his head, so this piece kind of comes apart and you can lift it around his neck, so I can take that off and just play with him like this. Although he looks really funny without the cape and just his crown on, so that's kind of amusing. Okay, you can get Anna's cloak off the same way, and she comes with this little skirt that is removable, but then she's just wearing this weird like leotard thing, so I don't really know why you would remove the skirt, but maybe there are other sets from Mattel that have different skirts, so you can change her skirt. Let's talk about articulation. He does not have a ball joint in his shoulder, but it is a twistable all-around joint in the shoulder. He does have a 360-degree waist joint here. Oops. And it's sort of got a click in it. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Which is interesting, but it clicks when it gets to the right position. The bottom of his jacket is kind of preventing his leg motion a little bit, but he does have back and forth thigh joints here, so you can walk with him. He does not have knee, ankle, elbow, or wrist joints, And, oh, his head does turn. It doesn't tilt up and down, but he does have a twistable neck joint. So he has twistable joints in the shoulders, thighs, and neck. And Anna has the 360-degree twist in the shoulders, as well as this twist joint in the legs. Now her skirt is more flexible, so she can move a lot further. And if she does not have this skirt on and she's in her little leotard, she can actually full split mode. Her head also does spin 360 degrees, which is it's a little bit looser than Kristoff's is. Her head is real loose. I don't know, you can see I'm just kind of barely twisting it and it really moves, but it's not too bad. Her braids are actually made of this bendable silicone, which is nice. The hat bends a little bit. I'll show you me pushing on this here. So it's made out of that silicone-y type material. Her arms are actually made out of that material too, so they sort of bend and warp, but do not stay in that bended position. Her legs are the same way. That's so strange. It's like a really flimsy sort of plastic, but it's probably good that it's got some elasticity to it, because then that means it won't snap and break. So I'm excited about that. And you have to be worried about that with these dolls with all these really little limbs, which is really only a problem with the females, you know. And you can see, I don't know if this is a Mattel doll or not, but you can see with both of these girls, they have just real thin limbs. Sadly, he does not have a joint at the boots, and the boots do not come off, nor does the rest of his outfit. I do a little bit wish that the crown would come off so that I could play with them in both ways, but it's kind of great to just have Anna wandering around her own castle with this grass hat on. I mean, these guys are very lightweight. All of them very, very lightweight. This other Elsa doll that I have is a little heavier than any of these dolls, so that makes me think maybe she's something else. But definitely super lightweight. They're made of sort of a silicone-y type thing on most of their body. The very center body piece of Anna is a solid piece. Most of Kristoff is that solid material, like his whole chest piece here, and then the bottom of his robe is bendy, and the very bottom of his feet, like where his boots are, is sort of bendable, but the legs are solid and this chest is solid. The arms are sort of bendy. So, and then the face, of course, is solid. You can't squish their faces in or anything creepy like that. If I really wanted to, I could swap their capes out. Summary of pros and cons. These guys are super cute, very movie accurate. They portray one of my favorite scenes in the film. And you can also remove most of those clothing articles to make them from the rest of the movies, which I think is great. It does come with 2 of the trolls, which are my favorite characters, so very excited about that. They're nice and small, so easy to store and pack away, very lightweight, not a concern with dropping them or throwing them. I love all the detail. There's plenty of textural detail, especially in their crowns and in their capes. The dolls are also a little bit bendy as far as their limbs, so since they have really thin limbs, they will not actually snap and break. They will just sort of elastically bend and then bend back to the appropriate position. So I'm really hoping that that will give a lot of longevity to these toys. As far as cons, they could be higher detailed. Their faces are a little bit shiny and could have been done probably better than they were, and there could have been a little more detail probably in Kristoff's crown, but it's not a huge deal. When you remove Anna's skirt, she wears an outfit that doesn't make sense. I wish they had put her in full pants at least. I mean, she's in a winter zone, right? We're giving her an extra skirt. I'm not really sure why that skirt is removable. Maybe it's for cleaning? I'm not sure. Also, I kind of wish that the crowns were removable and had a way that they could stick on better. Maybe if they put little plugs inside of them and then holes in the head so you could stick it into their heads, that would be super cool. So that way I could remove their entire wedding outfits and play with them in their normal play scenes. I would have liked to have seen joints, I think, in the elbows and knees at least of Kristoff. I don't want to see them on Anna because her limbs are way too thin and I wouldn't want the toy to break. Improvement suggestions. I would love if there was a way to fold these trolls into a circle so that they kind of became little rocks. They probably have to be bigger toys to do this, but if you could bend in the head, arms, and legs so that when you set it upside down it looked like a little rock, that would be adorable. Really, the only improvement suggestions I would recommend were adding these knee and elbow joints for some more posability in the thicker doll characters, and then maybe adding an additional skirt. I would buy a set of like 10 of the trolls. You know how they sell the Toy Story aliens in a little container of, you know, 25, 50 of them? I would buy that for the trolls. I would. I love the trolls. They're fantastic. I would totally buy a whole bunch of them because they are just too adorable for my soul. So Mattel or any other toy company that's out there, if you would like to release that, that would be super fantastic. I would buy it. I'm pretty sure other people would buy it as well. If you would, put that in the comments below and maybe we can get enough interest in it to get a company to actually make that for us. As far as toy mods, I don't have anything for these guys. I wanted them because they were how I wanted them to be. I am giving them 5 stars out of 5 stars. There really isn't anything super intensive that I would have changed about them, except maybe the crowns being removable. That's the only thing that really kind of bugs me, but it's not a big enough issue to drop a star. So what should you do next? Well, go check out my channel. I've got tons of toy reviews on all sorts of different toys, other Frozen toys and other Disney toys, and many, many, many more. As always, like, subscribe, and share your favorite videos. And until then, have a great time playing. Bye.